It's, I fix the phone. Mm.
Okay, so we'll just start sharply at 4:30, sir. 4:30 p.m. We'll start.
Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Is it okay? Love you.
Yeah, now okay, sir. Okay. Actually, we announced the participants that we will be starting at 4:30 p.m., sir. So
Okay.
we like to
Okay.
start at 4:30 p.m. itself sharply.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Samuel, can you just share the template so that participant will have a
Yes, and I will do.
okay. I think we can
Ah,
start our
ah,
program.
Penny.
Samuel, can you hear me? Just check it now.
Yes, and I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for your patience and waiting for us. And also, thank you a lot, sir. In your busy schedule, you have joined for us to give a speech. And thank you all the participants for joining our webinar. A few instructions we'd like to give before getting into our program. Uh, Please ensure that your audio and video is muted during the sessions. In case, suppose if you face any network issues, please join our MCC SWD YouTube live stream. The live link also will be shared in the chat box now. And also at the end of the program, please don't forget to fill the feedback form to get the e-certificate. I like to say that as part of my field work, along with our Young Human Rights Defenders Club, we organized this discourse on caste versus rights from the inspiration of Dr. Bahasaheb Ambedkar lines that educate, agitate, organize. We framed our club motto that is discuss, act, change. And I believe that always the discussion will be the starting point of all the struggles for justice and freedom. So on that way, today we organize this discourse. Today with us our most respective and inspiring person and also social activist, Dr. D. Ravikumar sir, with us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining the session. And also, I'll just give a short brief of this program, the concept of this program. In India, the constitution gave us an equal power and opportunity in social, educational, and political aspects of the society. But in reality, the discrimination and the untouchability is rampant in the people's minds, especially the oppression over Dalits and Adivasis. And in recent times, we know many incidents that came and viral in all the social medias, also in the mainstream medias. But still, there are many cases, we know that not came in medias. So, how this caste system violates or denies each individual right when our constitution providing equal
Hello, what happened? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you.
Sorry for it, sir. I think Anna has lost his data connection.
Okay.
can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Now,
No, yeah. True.
actually, here is a power cut. Okay, sorry,
Okay,
guys.
okay.
Yes,
Okay, no
continuously
problem, no problem, no
something is
problem.
happening. Okay, no issues. Yes, Karthik, can you just give the welcome address for the program and invite our sir so that we can start soon our speech?
Am I audible, Solomon?
Yes, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are fine. On behalf of the Department of Social Work, Madras Christian College, I welcome everyone to this program, webinar on caste versus rights, organized by the Young Human Rights Defenders Club of the Department of Social Work, Madras Christian College. The Department of Social Work has its strong roots in human rights-based education, and this webinar by the fieldwork trainees is one of its kind. And it's my duty and honor in welcoming in our midst Dr. D. Ravikumar, Member of the Parliament, Lok Sabha from the Viluppuram constituency. More than a politician, he is an Tamil intellectual, writer, lawyer, and social anti-caste activist. It is notable that Dr. D. Ravikumar sir has been awarded Aringer Anna Award by the Tamil Nadu government. Also, he has received many awards for his various notable works in literary. Thank you, sir, for joining us on behalf of the Department of Social Work. We welcome you. Thank you for joining in your busy schedule. I once again welcome all the participants to this webinar. Hope you all enjoy this and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik. Now, with no delay, we'll directly hand over the session to Dr. Ravi Kumar, sir.
Good evening to everybody. Sorry for the delay. So I am on the way away from Chennai to Pondicherry. For this webinar, I have stopped at Mahamadipuram because when I travel, I miss the signal. So I stopped at a hotel to finish this duty. So first, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to interact with the students, because I always believe in the power of students, because you are the creators of the future. So you have the ability to change the society. So interacting with the students is a good opportunity for a politician like me. So I once again express my gratitude to the organizers for giving me the opportunity. Friends, the topic is caste versus rights. So we all know very well the caste system basically is against rights of the people. Not only the people who are opposing the caste system, also people who are believe in the caste system. It deny the rights to both. Whoever oppose the caste system also lose their rights. Ambedkar, in a very, very important work, The Philosophy of Hinduism, he dealt extensively with the philosophy of Hinduism. What is the philosophy? How it operates? Everything he explained in that article or a book. The philosophy of Hinduism, he explained Manusmriti is the Bible of Hinduism. So, what is the philosophy of Hinduism means? The philosophy defined, the philosophy upheld by the Manusmriti is the philosophy of Hinduism. It is a code book, it is a law book of the religion. So, how the Christian has their Bible, the Muslim has their Quran, Hindu code book is Manusmriti. They say we have so many Smritis, so many Puranas, Ramayanas, Mahabharata, and everything. But Manu is the code book, it is a law book of the Hinduism. See, nobody knows when Manusmriti was written. Somebody says it is between 3rd century BC and 2nd century AD. Some says it is before Buddha. Even somebody says it is 1000 BC. So you cannot determine the age of the code book. And Manu was there any a single person called Manu? This Manusmriti was written by a single person or a collection of thoughts? It's also a question. So historians say Manu is not a single person. The Manusmriti is a compilation of codes changed all along the period. So anyway, The Manusmriti is the code book of Hinduism. It is the Bible of the Hinduism. So Manusmriti is the philosophy of Hinduism. So the caste system and the root cause of the caste system or basis of the caste system is Varna system. So Manu speaks about Varna system, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, the four Varnas. So, what are the duties of the Brahmanas, Brahmins, or Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras? Uh, what are the punishments for violating the duties? If anybody violates the duty, Manu prescribes some kind of punishments. That's why it was called as a law book. So when British came here, here they first made an Muslim law. Many parts of India was governed by Muslims then, so they confronted with the Muslim laws. Then they collected many scriptures and many uh, laws, and they want to know what is the exact legal system of the large number of population living here, because those days nobody calls the entire population as Hindus. There was no nothing a word like Hindu in those days. So the Hindu, the word Hindu was a recent uh, phenomena, mostly created by Britishers to name the people they govern. So they want to know the exact legal system. So by understanding the legal system, they want to rule the people effectively. So they at last they found the Manusmriti was a exact code book which governs the large population here. So they immediately translated the book. Uh, Almost Manusmriti is the Manusmriti was the first book translated from Sanskrit to English. I think it is 1794. William Jones translated first and introduced the Manu into the English world. Then many people took interest, and it had very big influence all over the world, particularly Nietzsche, who supported the authoritarian regime in Aryan uh, rule. So he took inspiration from Manu, and uh, many people who translated various kinds of scriptures from Sanskrit to English, particularly Max Muller. He translated many Sanskrit texts to text, and he was a supporter of Manusmriti. So it not only influenced Hindu people, it also influenced the English people and German people and others in other parts of the world. Even in Italy, it had sufficient influence over the population and over the thinkers of that time. So, what attracted them? Now, it's a code book which prescribes strict codes, strict laws, and enslaves crores of people for many centuries. So, they were surprised. There was no such a law book in other parts of the world. So, what are the unique aspects of the book? Everybody wanted to know. So, they got interest in Manusmriti, and they came to know the Varna system, and subsequent the caste system is the basis of the social structure here in India. So the British rulers want to protect the structure for their administration, for their smooth administration. So they uh, encourage the caste system. They protected the caste system, and they gave the same importance to Brahmins, the same importance to Sanskrit, everything. So the caste system, the origin of caste system, see Ambedkar has studied the caste system, the origin of caste. First in 1916, uh, he submitted an article, research article in an anthropological conference called Caste in India in 1916 when he was a student in Columbia. So in that system, he discussed what is the basis of the caste system. Um, he found the enslavement of women is the basis of the caste system. How they deal women, how they treat women, how they restricts women's mobility and freedom. So caste has its basis, has its root. The enslavement of women he found, and he also clearly stated that the marriage system, nothing but the system uh, uh, created for enslavement of women, uh, controlling women. So the endogamy, endogamy is a very peculiar system the Hindus found to not only to enslave women, also to protect the caste system. So restrict intercaste marriages, intervarna marriages, and by restricting intervarna, they uh, uh, sorry, uh, they perpetuated the caste system. So the caste system in India is a very unique phenomenon, and it has its foundation in the philosophy of Hinduism, that is Manusmriti. So it also has its basis in the marriage system and the enslavement of women. So Ambedkar found the caste system, how it works, and how it perpetuates uh, everywhere for the long period. So it's a, unique setup, the caste setup, and they impose many restrictions. The untouchability is one of the manifestation of the caste system, like sati, like child marriage. Untouchability is also one of the manifestation of caste system. So Ambedkar studied the caste system, and he researched now all kind of scriptures, and whatever the scripture quoted by the Brahmin scholars, he studied, and he dissected the philosophy of Hinduism. But here, um, uh, when you study the caste system in India, you see, uh, oh, you cannot take India as a whole, because India is not a country. Yeah, uh, a country of single uh, geographical entity. So, India before independence, even during British, was ruled by many kings and many small rulers, and even after independence, the samasthanas, and they hesitated to join with independent India, and what role the Patel played, and how they were finally inducted into India. All these histories we know. So, uh, for the study of caste also, we cannot take India as a single unit. So the caste system developed in North India in different manner, in different age, and in South India in different manner, in different age. Um, so the South India, particularly Tamil Nadu, is a different uh, place, uh, not only culturally, historically, it also a different. It also has a different history of caste development. So, Ambedkar, after studying Manusmriti and Buddhist scriptures, everything, he came to a conclusion that the untouchability may be developed during 4th century AD, in Gupta's period in India. But on the basis of inscription, we found in Tamil Nadu the untouchability came into existence only in 11th century AD. There was almost 700 years gap between North India to Tamil Nadu. And also, the caste system in other parts of India is completely different from the land of Tamil Nadu. So even in British period, Nayaka period and British period, and we had a horizontal uh, caste system called left hand caste, right hand caste. So even 19th century, the Mackenzie collected some manuscripts here. That manuscripts say only 98 castes in left hand and 98 castes in right hand. Only 196 castes in 19th century in Tamil Nadu. So it is horizontal. It's not vertical like the Varna order, the Brahmin in the top, Shudra at the bottom. It's not like that. It's a horizontal arrangement. The historians like Noboru Karashima and Y. Subbarayalu, they clarified the left hand and the right hand caste the arrangement first started from Chola, later Chola period. The uh, Chola kings organized their army into two division. One is left hand and another is right hand. So on the basis of the records collected by Mackenzie, now the Paraya people are right hand caste, and many castes which are now in scheduled caste list are all in the left-hand caste. What is the basis of the right-left arrangement? The historian says, no, the army, the original army, the own army of the Cholas called right-hand army. The army consists of soldiers comprised of enemy troops, which they were uh, won in the battle. After the victory of the battle, they captured the soldiers and they brought the soldiers to the capital, and they formed the army with that captured soldiers. It was called right hand army. So the sorry left hand army. So the original army called right hand army. The army consists of soldiers captured during the battle called left hand army. Uh, so on the day, it was the origin of the right-left division. Then the society also, the people who were in the army, then the the communities, the people belong to them. They called the right-hand caste and the original, left-hand caste and the original army people and their people, relatives and their community people are called right hand. So this kind of arrangement was there even in 19th century. So if you want to study caste, the caste system, you cannot you cannot take the caste system as a one ensemble or have to study it in different manner, different setting, because the Tamil Nadu history is entirely different from North India. So you cannot apply a single theory to understand caste. It's my understanding. So the caste. So this is uh, mm, one aspect of the caste. So whatever it is, whether it is North Indian or South Indian, now the caste system is almost functions uniformly all over India. After the British started taking the population census, they categorize people. First, they have started 1871, and they categorize the people in four groups: the Brahmins and non-Brahmins, and say Shudras and Muslims. So backward and Muslim. So that time, there was no untouchable or separate category for them. Then only the people now they started, the caste people started complaining. They have organized many association. They have started many association. Then they submitted memorandums. So we are separate. They are separate, and so new castes have came to existence only after the exercise of population census. So now, uh, after independence, so the caste system is become more and more rigid, and it become more concrete than before. So now the functions of caste is almost uniform, whether it is in Delhi or in Kanyakumari, everywhere the caste operates uniformly. So when the caste become very strong, very very strong phenomenon in post-independent India. So the Constitution of India, adopted by Dr. Ambedkar, and it abolished the untouchability, not caste. So even after abolition of untouchability, caste survives. Caste took many forms, and so untouchability also took many forms, and so caste thrives by using the political clout. So uh, the how caste functions now is the uh, thing we have to understand. The caste system first now supported by the Varna system of Manusmriti is completely against equality. So the Ambedkar called Manusmriti not only the Bible of Hinduism, also the book of inequality. So the caste system is basically a manifestation of a division of an arrangement of inequality. So, what Ambedkar took effort is uh, to introduce equality in Indian polity. So, by introducing equality, the concept of inequality, he want to finish his agenda, the annihilation of caste. So, he took many uh, uh, kind of attempts to fulfill his dream of cashless India. Uh, for doing this, so he introduced the concept of equality in India. So by introducing Article 14 in the Constitution of India, the equality become the cornerstone of Constitution of India. So he only introduced the concept of equality uh, into Indian system, Indian society. So the caste basically is against equality, but without annihilating, without banning caste system, we have introduced a, document, a constitution, which supports equality. So it's basically it's a contradiction. Uh, Even Ambedkar know very well about the contradiction, but he fought his maximum uh, to get the rights for the people, and so he gave as much as possible the constitution. So the constitution says all are equal, but the caste system which prevails in India says all are unequal. So we are supporting both. We are having both. At one side, we are following the caste system, which says people are not equal, we all are unequal. On the other side, we are practicing the constitution. We are supporting the constitution, which says all are equal, and there is no room for inequality. So it's basically a contradiction. India enters into into a world of contradiction in 1947. Ambedkar clearly told that when he introduced the constitution, he said by introducing the constitution, I have achieved a political equality in politics by giving one vote to a person, and same value, equal value to every vote. Every vote by giving equal value to every vote. Uh, we have introduced equality in political sphere, but the inequality is continuing in social and economic sphere. So if you cannot remove the inequality, which is continuing in which are continuing in social and economic spheres, you cannot save this political equality. Also, he uh, uh, told when he introduced the constitution in 1949. So, in that contradiction is still continuing. So, normally we say the law and order. See, law and order are not uh, uh, here in India. It's not a law and order. It is law against order, because the social order is different. The law is different. The constitutional law says all are equal, but the social order says all are not equal. So the law versus order is the norm of the society. So if you want to implement any law, whether it is constitution or Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, or women harassment law, dowry law, or POCSO Act, anything, any law, if you want to practice, if you want to uh, uh, implement, you have to fight with the social order here. See, there is a law which bans, child marriages. But for to implement the law, the police system, the judicial system, all are fighting. Still, they are fighting. The National Crime Record Bureau reports, they gives, thousands of cases every year. Thousands of incidents of child marriages, and also the women harassment. We have many laws, Domestic Violence Act, or the Violence in Workplace Act, or Dowry Act. Many we have passed many laws for the sake of women, but at the implementation level, the performance is very, very poor, because the society is not for the implementation. The society is still it is against the implementation. So whatever law, the Prevention of Atrocity Act, so we have enacted for after very long struggle. We have enacted, the Parliament has enacted the Prevention of Atrocity Act in 1989. They framed rules for 1995, and they have amended the act. They made it very stringent in 2018. They framed fresh rules in 2016. But at the implementation level, it is very, very, the implementation is very, very poor. The act prescribes many things. For an example, it says the chief minister should convene a state level committee once in 6 months. But no state is doing this. No chief minister is doing this. When I raised the question in the parliament, and the central minister gave the data, coolly says in Tamil Nadu, there was no meeting for the past 3 4 years, and Andhra Pradesh for 5 6 years. He gave the data. That's all. Nothing happened after releasing the data also. So nobody cares about it. So we have created a system, we have created laws, but for implementing the laws and implementing the system, we have to fight with the social order. So that's why that's how the law is much against social order. Whether it is the welfare of OBCs, or welfare of SC/STs, or welfare of women or children, uh, every law is working against the social order, or the social order is working against all laws enacted by our parliament and assemblies. So the whole system is law versus order. the fight is continuing. Even after the introduction of Constitution of India, even after attaining independence, we are still in the dark age because of the caste system. The caste system does not allow any person to move freely, to live freely. It is completely against the freedom of people. So it restricts the freedom of all women, including Brahmin women. It restricts the freedom of any Varna people. So the caste system, particularly defined in the Manusmriti, gave freedom only to Brahmin male. There is no space for any other Varna people. It also enslaves Kshatriya, it also enslaves Vaishya, it also punishes Sudra, it also punishes all kinds of women, including Brahmin women. It gives freedom only to a Brahmin man, male Brahmin. So, in the philosophy of Hinduism, nobody has a power, freedom other than Brahmin man. So this is the basis of the all evils of our modern society. So without annihilating the caste, you cannot uh, implement freedom here. You cannot implement any law here. You cannot live with dignity here. So the uh, rights, any right defined by constitution or any other law, uh, it's only in the book. That's all. It has no meaning and no power. So if you want to enjoy the rights, if you want to use your rights, uh, first you have to fight the system which prohibits the rights, which abstracts the rights. That is the caste system. So the caste versus rights is a essential contradiction. It is a basic battle to be fought in India. So, without destroying the caste, without the annihilation of caste, you cannot escape from this tyranny. Is the answer. Is the solution we came to reach. We came to understand. So, in India, the laws we have passed many laws, and the caste system now it abstracts everything. So the basic thing we have, the basic contradiction we have to understand is the contradiction between the caste society and the uh, uh, rights enshrined in our constitution. So, if you says in a very brief manner, the fight is not only between the caste and rights. In essence, it is the fight is between Manusmriti and the constitution. The Manusmriti, which espouses the, uh, the hate, which supports violence, which supports inequality, which supports the division of people, which supports the vertical order of the society, is totally against the constitution, which supports, which gives rights to the individual, which supports a democracy, which uphold the freedom. So, if we want to live like any other citizens of other countries, first we have to uh, remove the obstacles which are in the way to achieve our goal. So Ambedkar again and again told, so we in India have no individuals. Indian society comprises not individuals. It comprises the group of caste. So it's only the Indian society is a collection of caste. It's not individuals. So if you want to enjoy the freedom, enjoy the democracy, first we have to establish the individual rights. Uh, that is enshrined in the constitution as a citizen. Constitution define us as citizen, but now the Manusmriti defines as a group, a member of a particular group called jati or caste. So the main contradiction is the contradiction between caste and right, the contradiction between Manusmriti and Constitution. So, without remove the contradiction, we cannot establish democracy here. Our fight is to establish democracy. So, our fight is against the caste system. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your great speech. I hope all the participants will be understand about more knowledge on the casteism and its history and on the constitution side also. Uh, Now we can move on to the Q&A session. Uh, Sir, actually there are questions from the participants. Hmm, I'll just go with the first question. That is, caste-based practices predominantly exist in Hinduism, but the caste system also exists in other religions like Muslims and Christians. So, what is your view on this, sir?
Yes, it's the caste corrupted, all religions. See, Ambedkar renounced Hinduism and converted to Buddhism. But even in Buddhism, now the Buddhists who converted to Buddhism along with Ambedkar and after Ambedkar, and they become Navayana Buddhists and become part of scheduled caste now. So it become a part of the caste system now. So the Ambedkar now he studied first Sikhism and Islam, Christianity, and all kinds of religion before converting to Buddhism. So he first wanted to convert into Sikhism. He indicated it also. Some people also converted into Sikhism uh, uh, on the basis of Ambedkar's views. But then he left it and he studied Christianity. Jesus Christ was uh, the personality who attracted more Ambedkar. But he studied the Christianity in India, particularly in South India and Tamil Nadu. He came to know the history of Madurai mission here, how they practice the Madurai mission. They introduce the Brahminical methods to propagate Christianity here. How they uh, call themselves as Brahmins, Iyer, and so he came to the conclusion that Christianity also corrupted by caste. So he left that idea. Then only he studied Buddhism and finally he converted to Buddhism. Even in Buddhism, not only in India, in many parts of the world, in Theravada Buddhism or whatever kind of Buddhism practiced in China or Sri Lanka or in Myanmar, other parts of country, it also has its own discriminatory systems. So, every religion is corrupted by Hinduism here. But what the basic difference is, Hinduism, the only religion, supports the division, supports the hierarchy, supports the discrimination. No other religion, no other religious doctrine supports, whether it is Islam or Christianity or Buddhism, no other religious doctrine supports discrimination. So that is the main difference between Hinduism and Buddhism. Even after the corruption, even after adopting the caste system, still Christianity has some liberative quality, and other religions, Buddhism has some liberative tendencies. But in Hinduism, you cannot see even a single tribe with such kind of liberative tendencies. So, yes, Christianity has a caste division. Even in Christianity, the Dalit Christians are fighting for their right. And northern India, particularly Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the Dalit Muslims are also fighting for their rights. They also wanted to include themselves in scheduled caste list. But even after this, these religions are uh, better in dealing with caste, because this religion has no doctrine to support, to legitimize the caste division, caste discrimination. That is the difference.
Thank you, sir. And what do you think about the existence of modern approach among women in choosing their partner? And will Special Marriage Act will pave way to more secular and egalitarian society?
See, they have before British came here, and even after British started the rule, the marriage age was 10 years and 9 years. The child marriage was practice, a norm of the society then. They only introduced a minimum age for marriage, and the Orthodox Hindus oppose the introduction of minimum age. Even now, they have we are practicing now. We have fixed 18 years to girls to marry, 21 years for boys to marry. But for the voting purpose, both are same, 18 years. A boy with 18 years can choose his representative, choose his MLA, choose his MP, but he cannot choose his a life partner. So it is discriminatory. So now the BJP government is speaking about increasing the marriage age from 18 to 21. It's a they whatever purpose they keep in the mind, but it is a welcome move. Increasing the marriage age from 18 to 21 is good, because most of the child marriages, it happens in the border age. So, but by introducing or by increasing the age, you cannot remove all kinds of discrimination, gender discrimination. It's a one step, that's all. So, the choosing her partner, the freedom to choose her partner is a basic thing. So, no society, whether it is Hindu or any other religious society, now women are not allowed to choose their partner, and that too from other caste or other religion. Now the violence against women who are trying to choose is it's very much increasing. The honor killing are spreading everywhere. So what we have to do now, encouraging intercaste marriages and encouraging the women power to choose their partner is very important. Today I read a news. Odisha government has introduced a scheme uh, uh, depositing 2.5 lakh rupees to intercaste marriage couples. So it's a encouraging thing. Already we have a scheme like that for intercaste marriage people. But here in Tamil Nadu, we are not focusing on this. Earlier, what they prescribe now, if we want to intermarry, both parents have to be there. Without their signature, we cannot intermarry. Was the system earlier. Now they have altered. Recently, they have altered. The both parents was not essential, necessary. They have altered. So we have to encourage this kind of inter marriages, uh, interreligion or intercaste marriages. Uh, we have to demand protection. We have to demand schemes like these. A preference for the couples who intermarry. By doing this only, we can encourage women to choose a partner freely.
Okay, sir. And there's a two question I like to ask in the same time. What's that is many people say Manu is not in practice, but then why we should bother about it now? And the second question which we can add at the same time is what's your take on the Manu statue standing before Rajasthan High Court?
Yeah, first I want to answer the second question. In the Manu statue in Rajasthan, Makwan, a social activist, he coordinated and he drafted a petition in June this year. More than 700 personalities all over India have signed the petition, including our leader Thirumalavan and myself. And the petition was sent to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. We have requested Sonia Gandhi to advise Chief Minister of Rajasthan, because now it is under Congress rule. Advise Chief Minister of Rajasthan to remove the statue from the High Court. So the Manu statue was established in 1989 by some lawyers belongs to BJP. That time that state was ruled by BJP. But later, even High Court judges ordered for removal of the statue from that, and immediately they got a stay. The stay is continuing for the past 30 years. So removing the statue from the High Court campus is very essential. uh, it's a duty of all political parties, including particularly Congress, have to put pressure on Congress to uh, correct the mistake done by BJP government by removing the statue from the campus of Rajasthan High Court. So we have to build the pressure on the not only on the Congress and the other political parties also. We are planning to muster support from all political parties, all MPs, various MPs from all parts of India. The next session. The first question you asked, the Manusmriti, relevance of
Yes, sir.
Manusmriti.
Yes, sir.
you you yourself also mentioned the prevalence of discrimination, the obstacle for women in choosing their partner. So all are because of Manusmriti only. Manusmriti only prescribe this kind of discriminatory laws. In our laws, enacted by independent India, there is no class restricting women and choosing the partner, or restricting women against their education, restricting Dalits to use of public spaces. So only the Manusmriti only prescribe the social practices. It only legitimizes social practices. That's why the Manusmriti is still in practice. So the constitution is in practice only by yeah, learned few. Uh, it's in administrative sphere. It's in somewhere in judiciary, but the Manusmriti is everywhere. It is in cultural practices, it's in social practices, it's also in the higher judiciary. So Manu is still relevant, and not only still relevant, it become more relevant now. So the ruling Sanatana forces, they want to impose Manu on us. They want to completely destroy the basis of democracy introduced by Ambedkar through Constitution of India, and re-establish that order. So by in the battle between law versus order, they want to establish the social order and completely destroying the law of the land.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Is there
Which
any other
is
questions? So,
yeah. Will
I am standing midway.
Okay, okay. So I'll just there is another two questions. Is it okay? Or?
Oh, okay, okay, please.
Okay, sir. While you're speaking, you told about SCST vigilance and monitoring committee meeting.
Yes,
Held every 6 months. But
yes,
in Tamil Nadu, it has met only thrice in 23 years between 1995 to and 2018. And
yes,
I just like to quote. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I have remember that a few days back I read that from section 21 12 of the Indian Penal Code defines a public servant. So the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court in 1979 said that the first ministers should take legal action against them if they fail in their duty. So, Justice Chandra session shared by them. So, what I'm coming to ask is, so according to this section, has there been any action taken against the public servants who are supposed to conduct this meeting, but they have failed to? Is there any action taken place, or is there any political parties come forward to?
yeah. Recently, one person filed a writ in the Madras High Court. The Madras High Court directed the Chief Minister to conduct the meeting immediately. The AG, I think, Attorney General, they reply in the court. Recently, they have conducted a meeting, and hereafter we will do it in routine manner. They assured the court. So the court closed the case. So the judiciary, they want to safeguard themselves. Yeah, they initiate so much action against advocates like Prashant Bhushan, contempt of court. So they cannot come forward to initiate contempt of court action against the government, which are neglecting the duties, neglecting their own verdicts. So in 2016, in Madras High Court, they have directed the Tamil Nadu government immediately form the state SC commission here. There was no SC commission in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the only state without an SC commission. Even after the court verdict for 4 years, 4 years lapsed, and still the Tamil Nadu government is not fulfilling its promise. So the court is not taking any action. The judiciary is more reluctant to take action against people who are violating the rights of SC/STs. It's a common phenomenon because the judiciary is completely occupied by the people who are the believers of Manusmriti. They don't have any faith in constitution. Instead, they have faith only in Manusmriti. That's why they have quoted Manusmriti in their verdicts. In independent India, more than 30 times, 30 judgments and high courts and supreme courts, they have quoted Manusmriti to deliver their verdicts. So that is the reality of the judiciary now. So you cannot take any legal recourse for the things like this. We should fight it in political way. We are fighting politically. We are also raising it legally. I only raised the question, the vigilance committee, uh, the convening of a vigilance committee in the parliament. To my question only, the minister gave the reply. I have raised the question to release the National Crime Record Bureau also. Only even after my intervention, they have released NCRB reports for 3 years, 2017, 18, and 19. So we have to fight in every possible way. But the judiciary is more reluctant in implementing the rights of SC/ST people. But instead, they are speaking against their welfare, against their safeguards in many places. In many places. So the one Nageshwar Rao, the justice in Supreme Court, he says often reservation is not a fundamental right. So whatever the case come before his bench, he immediately dismiss. Reservation is not a fundamental right. He says like that. But now many upper benches, they concluded reservation is a basic right. But this particular judge, is totally against the reservation. So this kind of tendency is growing among the judges now. Even K.R. Narayanan, when he was the president of India, when he spoke in the 50th Golden Jubilee celebration of Supreme Court of India, he openly remarked a kind of intolerance is growing. The ruling class, it seems the ruling class become so tired of implementing the reservation. He condemned the attitude of the judiciary publicly, openly. Was the only president who spoke openly against intolerance. If possible, go and read his speech on the Golden Jubilee celebration of Supreme Court of India. You can find the answer to that.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And one last question. As a social worker, social work students, how we can work for these issues, and mainly how we can play a role to abolish Manodharma. And I'll also like to club the questions. When we are working in the field, we used to work for the irregular communities. So when we are working for the ST community to get them a land, and after the land is sanctioned, the SC community people, which the land is which the land sanctioned to SC community, which is nearby SC community, that particular SC community is not allowed the land to give for ST community. So what I'm coming to say is the discrimination among the lower caste itself is prevailing there. So as a social workers and also as a general students participation in this, how we can play a major role, sir, to abolish this Manodharma and caste.
Yeah, the Manodharma, see, the fighting Manodharma is fighting against discrimination, all kinds of discrimination, whether it is discrimination practiced by Brahmins or Vaishyas, Sudras or Kshatriya. It's also discrimination practiced by scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So the numerically small groups always get neglected in all spheres of their life. So in principle, we have to stand by the minorities, whether it is in scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. We have to fight all kinds of discrimination, gender discrimination, the discrimination practiced by any group. So this kind of land issue, it's some places it happens, I think. So it's not a common phenomena. It is there. I know some places, they have their own land. Scheduled tribe people have the right to own their land, but scheduled caste, scheduled caste people has no land. They completely lost their land. So you cannot put it in a common phenomena. We have to fight any kind of all kinds of discrimination, any kind of discrimination. So the Manusmriti, the Manusmriti, we are demanding ban on Manusmriti. So a ban on Manusmriti is nothing but the fighting against Manusmriti is nothing but upholding the constitution. We want to create a nationwide discussion about discriminatory elements of Manusmriti. Uh, the ruling class, how they trying to impose Manusmriti on our society. So that's why we are taking this issue. What I want to tell you, if you want to work against the caste system or Manusmriti, have to read it first and discuss it first amongst you, and also uh, spread the message, how it is supporting hate, how it is supporting discrimination, how it is supporting the violence. By understanding Manusmriti, only we can abolish or neutralize the bad elements in Manusmriti. So understanding Manusmriti is essential one. I request people like you to read and understand the Manusmriti first, and after that you can throw it on your own.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much, sir. So we participants will we came to an end of the program. Now I'll call upon Miss Sherlyn from the first year to give a short feedback, and then Dr. Prince Anadure of our department, assistant professor, will give a closing remarks. Sherlyn, is Sherlyn is available? Okay, I think now I'll like to invite our professor, who is always been at the back, great support for us to do a discussion like this. Dr. Prince Another sir, please, we'll request you to give a closing remarks.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Solomon. On behalf of the Department of Social Work and Justice, I'd like to thank and acknowledge Dr. B. Ravi Kumar,
Hello,
MP
am I
from.
audible?
Sharon,
Hello.
yes, actually, yes, Sharon, actually, sir is speaking now. After sir finishes, you can give your feedback.
Sure, sure. I'm so sorry. The signal just went off.
Okay, okay, no, sorry, sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir.
No problem, no problem. Thank you, Charlene. On behalf of the Department of Social Work, I'd like to thank and acknowledge the intellectual from Blue constituency for his informative, very informative information related to the object and application of disability. Why we should talk about this disability? Why we should understand? Because for all social work students across the country, we have a course, we have a paper understanding Indian society. In that paper, we talk about culture, we talk about the social process, and many other things about the society. So, if we want to really understand the Indian society, we need to understand the Indian culture. Moreover, it talks about mano in the sense the human beings. So, social work is related to the people centric needs, and it is a people based profession, people centric profession. So if you want to understand and help the human beings, you need to understand their cultural background, you need to understand their religious background, then only you can understand their needs and other aspects if you really professionally help them. That is the reason why we have many discussions like this. If you want to understand the people, individuals, groups that we are going to work with, whom we are going to work with, if you want to understand them, you need to understand them against their background, their environment, their totality, their wholeness. So, without understanding the culture and religious perspective, you cannot understand individuals, groups, and the community. So that's the reason.
I think Sarah's lost the connection.
Solomon, go ahead with feedback and close the session.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Sharon?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Sharon, please.
Okay. I'm so sorry for the trouble. So through this webinar, the talk that sir gave, it gave us a lot of idea about like the origin of Manusmriti and how it has impacted India as a country throughout the period of time. That was something that I personally had no clues about, given a separate religion that I follow. So that was very interesting to note how our country, along with the development of our country, we also see an entire parallel paradigm of discrimination developing with it. So that was very interesting thing to note. Another thing that sir talked about, how the law and order, instead of being together, are acting separately, was another factor that we as social work students must have found interesting. And we believe that having a strong understanding of the situation in our country will only help us to uh, look at the issues that are there at hand and to work on them. So I'd also like to thank sir for bringing that point forward. And through the question answer session, the fact that we as citizens of this country do not understand the issues around us and we live in this bubble of privilege, I would like to say that that was broken today. So that was another takeaway. And at last, I would like to say that through this, I hope all the participants, and including me, have found the motivation to actually work towards trying to bridge the gap that exists and to even change our viewpoints about how we view the people around us, no matter what kind of background they come through. So thank you, sir, for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon, for the feedback. And I'd like to conclude. Thank you, sir. Uh,
Thank you so much for being with us today, and also thank you, Mr. Solomon and Kavita, for having organized this wonderful program. Not only in Hinduism, there are many religions that this casteism, this discrimination is there. As a social workers, we are called to work to bridge these gaps so that we have better understanding of human beings against their culture, and as well as we can work with them, because as social work, we strongly believe we need to have the understanding of the dignity and worth of human being. So that is a quintessence and the paramount value of the social work. So with this, once again, all the organizers and all the participants, to you, we owe a lot for sparing a valuable time, and God bless MCC, and God bless the resource person, God bless the organizers. Thank you, Mr. Salman, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. And we'd like to thank our special guest. Thank you so much, sir, for participating in our webinar. It's been a great time spending with you, and also it's a privilege today we had you here. Really, it was motivating to have more discussion on this kind of topics, sir. We'll take your advice that you said we need to have a more discussion. And thank you so much, sir, for participating in your busy schedule. Thank you. And always we used to end with the quote, and now also we like to end with this quote for the webinar. நம்முடைய கற்றலும் கற்பித்தலும் தான் மாற்றத்தை உருவாக்கும், அதுவே நாளைய சமுதாயமாக உருவாகும். As I mentioned in introduction, Dr. Ambedkar lines, let's be educated, agitated, and organized against these injustices and strive for social justice. Thank you for all your participation, and please not just take this as one of the webinar in this lockdown. Keep discussing about these among your friends, and join with us in upcoming days to discuss, act, change. The society needs revolution, and for that, we need all your support. Thank you all for everyone. And participants,
Sal-
please don't forget to fill the feedback form.
Solomon, I have
Yes,
an announcement. I want to make an announcement. So I am
yes, sir, yes, sir,
publishing.
please.
I am publishing a bi-monthly journal called Boti in Tamil. It is specifically for Dalit history. So it's the only journal published for Dalit history in whole India. So if anybody has any interest, subscribe for the journal, or I want to send a compliment copy to your department. Send me your department address. I will send you a compliment copy for your reading purpose.
Sure, sir. We'll send you the address and I'll contact you, sir. Thank you for
Solomon, send
informing us.
my address so that I can receive it and give it to you.
Sure, sir. I'll send the address, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you all the participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.